Yo, 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 hippie soul in the building, man. That's all, that's it, bro. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy watching my content, you just gotta consider subscribing right now. I know the quality is probably not the best, but the content is the most realist. You dig? Anyway, man, we're gonna talk about the 2020 vision. You feel me? So I wanna make this video very special because I'm gonna make this video while rolling a joint. Because you know, when you're rolling a joint, if you're a stoner, you know that when you're rolling a joint, you can come up with, besides stories, you can tell better stories. But imagine now if I had to explain some spiritual information with you while doing that. Imagine how that would turn out, you understand? Plus, I gathered some little bit of liquid to drink, just yo, you gotta understand, you have to take care of yourself, guys. Like, when people say that, it's not even about looking good, or yo, what is it? Okay. Yo, you gotta understand that it's not even about looking good, it's mostly about feeling good about yourself. Not even on some cocky shit, on some faking it type shit. You don't even need to fake it, you understand? Because once you know it, once it's real, once you know yourself, once you know how much you love yourself, once you know how much or how capable you are currently in terms of loving yourself, then you can expand that, you can expand that awareness because look at it this way: you can only take care of yourself from the level that you perceive yourself, you understand? So if I perceive myself as I'm going to run for presidency, you understand? That's a very high standard, if I can put it. So I have to be able to take care of myself to match with that standard, you understand? Even if I'm not doing it like other presidents, but when I meet with other presidents, there shouldn't be any difference in terms of presentation and how we operate on a moral basis, you understand? So that's what I mean by taking care of yourself. It's being so much in tune with yourself, aligned with yourself, that you cannot settle for less, no matter where, why, how, for what. I don't give a fuck what you're gonna it's deeper than that, you understand? So it's even it's taking me out of the topic that I wanted to share with you, which is 2020 vision, man. It's near, guys. It's near. The 2020 vision is near. So you have to understand that this 2020 vision is going to come with a lot of things, you understand? This 2020 vision is going to come with this 2020 is going to come with a lot of things, let me do this. You have to understand that everything that is happening in the world, on this planet, let me say, everything that is happening on this planet, it has already, the influences of everything that occurs right now in this planet has already passed way before we even came into this moment, you understand? Say for example, we are moving to 2020, right? Other planets have already went past 2020, and other spirits who've been here before us have already went past the year 2020, you understand? So I'm going to break down what 2020 actually means, because it's not about how we look at it, it's about how the universe presents it to us, you should consider all these other things. You understand? So like in like the past, say maybe in the past century, right? We've been on the, like, say like before this 2020, say before 20s, say before like 2000. There's someone with the bike out there is fucking cutting me out. So like say the years before 2020, right? The years that came before, like the years before even the 2000, like those years basically represented on the spiritual level. Those years on the spiritual level represent, like, you gotta understand, everything is alive. Even seconds, what you count as seconds, is life being born and dying. It's basically transformation of life. Like, there are beings and species who live, like, who see that 1 second as 100 years. You understand? So it's way deep, guys. So, man, this 2020 vision is deep. So like I was saying, let me say the 90s, like, okay, let me put it this way. Before, how like these religious books, they have the most truth, you understand? But it's how you decode it, it's how you decode it. So, for example, there are other words that have been replaced, you understand? And people who teach the Bible right now, or any religious book, they don't know that history, that some of these words were replaced, you understand? Like, for example, when they talk about Mary, the mother of Jesus and all the other things, when they talk about Mary, they basically think that Mary is like a physical, yeah, but they think like she's a human being like us, you understand? But you have to understand, like, these religious books are, they've been written from a metaphoric perspective, you understand? Everything you should metaphorize it, if that's the word, you understand? If you understand metaphors, then you can replace every, like, where they say Jesus, you can replace light, you can replace it with light, and it's going to make a new, like, it's going to create a new perspective by just changing one word. You change Jesus and then you put light. Where there's Jesus, you put light. You understand? Where there's Mary, you put earth, or Mother Earth. You understand? Because you have to understand that these people were only trying to explain these things from their perspective, and you have to consider that they were in old times, and like, in reality, there's nothing as old time. You understand? There's no time at all. It's just that some people, like people who came here before us, they received information differently because they were much more primitive. You understand? And some of them are here right now with us. They've come back and reincarnated to come and live and experience life how they were supposed to. You understand? And that's the purpose. I mean, that's their purpose, for this incarnation, for this present incarnation. So, like, I even got out of the topic, man. 2020 vision, man. 2020 vision. So, as I was saying, if those previous years and centuries were representing the second and the first dimensions, then you have to understand that the 2000 generation would represent the third level dimension consciousness. You understand? So now, that's why in 2012 they were saying that there's a Christ conscious movement. You understand? Like, people are moving into a higher consciousness, a Christ-like consciousness. You understand? So they don't understand that was the end of it. You understand? That was the end of it. That was not the beginning. It was the end of that Christ consciousness wave. You understand? Right now we are going into the fourth level dimension. You understand? That's why there's always sign, like there's, even if there's no science in the actual world, but in books and stuff like that, people have already predicted that the world is gonna end. You know, so when the world ends, let me not even go there. 2020 vision, man. 2020 vision. The year 2020 represents 4D. You understand? You have to understand that it's like, look at it this way, guys. We are experiencing fourth dimension from a second dimension. Like, we're experiencing fourth dimension consciousness from a second level, from a second dimension. You understand? Because a lot of beings were living under the second dimension principles and laws and whatever. So they thought that the third, fourth dimension and fifth dimension was about love and light. You understand? But it's not about that. It's not about that. It is, but this is the other way to look at it. You feel me? So, like, the year 2020 is a new wave of consciousness. You know, it's a new wave of spirits that are coming to be born here. You understand? That have that fourth dimension consciousness. You understand? And since we are coming from a second level dimension consciousness, and we have already passed that Christ consciousness, which is the third level dimension consciousness, and we are moving into the fourth level dimension consciousness, we're going to experience completely new experiences for everyone. You know, there's going to be more woke people than ever before. The music industry, everything that needs to be exposed is going to be exposed. You understand? Everything that needs to be known, whether they try to hide it or they try to do whatever they want to, it's going to be seen, it's going to be heard. You understand? Like, it's even beginning right now. Look at a lot of rappers right now. A lot of rappers who do trap music are waking up. You understand? They are sharing this information that, like, when you're in the music industry, it's not like how you think it is. You understand? When you look at it on television and on media, these people are living their worst lives, you know, behind the scenes, because they can, like, they can no longer, like, access that newness that we all should have. You understand? So that they can expand. So they can expand. They can only do what is expected of them. And some of them who are spiritually strong already, like, they are already speaking up. Some of them are leaving their careers and all this other shit, you feel me? But some of them are already, like, speaking up on this topic, you know. So you have to be aware of these things, you know. It might not be like 100% accurate, but, like, yo, this shit is deep, man. I don't even know how to, like, properly bring it down to this level of understanding, you know, because this is fourth dimension consciousness. So, like, a lot of people are going to pick up their unique influences and share them with the world. They are going to be able, like, the very same way Jesus picked up a new influence of knowing that there is a higher being and then sharing it with other people. There's going to be the very same thing, but on a very much higher level. Understand? We're gonna know things that we never thought were even things that we could ever think. You understand? Like, it's so confusing, man. But once you get it, you're gonna know that you got it. because the truth vibrates at a higher frequency, and you're gonna feel it, you know. So when we reach this 2020, so look at this, let us stop calling it 2020, let's start calling it 4D, because those twos that we see as 2020 are only signs from the spiritual world that we were gonna come across, you understand, to know what level of consciousness we're traveling in, you know. And remember, it's not only numbers and words, and it's always, I mean, it's also going to be like people, like, think about it. Recently, like, maybe not even recently, like, but during the middle of the year, there was like a video about a girl who has superpowers, you understand, from India or whatever, who has supernatural powers. That's what they call it. They call spiritual abilities supernatural powers. So this girl has those powers. That's the thing that I'm talking about, that there's going to be a wave of new spirits who are going to be born on this reality, who are already at that level, you understand, who are already traveling at that level. They were waiting for this time so that they can travel. And this time is 2020, which is the fourth level dimension. That's what they are going to see as a sign to say, okay, this is the year that we jump into this reality, you know. But you have to understand some of them, we are going to experience that wave much more when time goes on, you understand. So like in the next 100 years, or the next maybe 100, probably 100, you're gonna experience the fifth level consciousness, you understand. Spirits that are being born who are at that level, you understand. They've already traveled on the lower levels, and they were on that level dimension, and then they passed on, and now as spirits they are coming to the fourth level dimension. They are reincarnating back on the fourth level dimension, I mean with their fourth level consciousness, you understand, to be ready on this that level dimension, to be prepared and learn things that they need to be at that other level, which is the fourth level dimension physically. Just like us right now, you know, it's all like we are all a group, a collective. We came here to do just one thing, but that one thing we've extracted it into many things, so that each and every spirit can have its own opportunity to, or its own role, or its own influence on this vibration, on this frequency that we jumped into, you understand. So you have to understand that 2020, there's gonna be a lot of things that are going to happen that are new, you know, that we haven't experienced, all of us at all, you know. Just like on YouTube now, there are a lot of spiritual teachers and awakened people sharing information, you understand, explaining it how it actually is. Not to say that we are under a system and what. That was that level. We are going into the fourth level now, and we are about to interact with fourth dimension beings, and they are going to give us information in the very same way that when we plant, maybe we plant seeds, and then you give them water, you give them all of these things that they need, you know, which is information. Remember, all of these things come from the sun. The sun is a light, you understand. and then like this information. So we share that information with them, and then they can be able to come to our level. You understand? And then now on this level, there are fourth dimensional beings who are at that level, physical, and there are those ones who are still on this level, but they have that information, and now they're sharing it with lower beings who are in this that level physical, so that they can expand, towards the fourth level dimension. You understand? So the 2020 for me, like not even for me, but maybe we should like think about it in this way. You understand? That the 2020 vision probably implies that. You understand? And I don't even want to say that you have to agree or disagree, but look at the science yourself. You understand? Look at the science yourself. You can even like read religious books. There are information about this, but it's just, like I said, metaphoric. You understand? So, man, this is real deep, guys. But like I enjoyed the session with you guys, and I enjoyed sharing this information with you. Because this, as much as this is a one-man journey, it's also like it involves all of us. You understand? It involves all of us. So we are sharing one thing in multiple ways, but it's just one thing that we are. You understand? So it's man, just I don't know, man. See you on the next one, guys. 2020 vision, man.